Hi. My name is Ali. Here with me is Dali, Megan, Christopher and Amika.
Today we are going to talk to you about job costing and how it applies to the Rolls-Royce company. Rolls-Royce is a luxury car manufacturer that was originally opened in Manchester, England on March 15, 1906. The company went public on December 6 of the same year in order to raise the capital needed to continue on with the build of the plant and cars. Rolls-Royce Limited owns the R engine, which has air and land speed records and successful performances in auto racing.
Here are a few more facts about Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce is known worldwide for the quality in the engine and has been given the reputation of best car in the world. Rolls-Royce Motor Cars is now owned by BMW.
Comparatively, it takes 17 to 18 hours to build a Toyota and 4 to 6 months to build a Rolls-Royce. They are custom-made to the customer's request and each car is handcrafted. Rolls-Royce uses a costing system called job costing. Hey! You over there. I see you looking at your phone, are you still listening to me? Job costing is the process of tracking the expenses incurred on a job against the revenue produced by that job. Job costing is an important tool for those who are pairing a relatively high dollar volume with a relatively low number of customers. Here is a look at Rolls-Royce's numbers. As you can see, in each year of operations from 2011 to 14, Rolls-Royce has made less than 5,000 cars. However, they have received over $12 million in revenue for those years.
Hi, I'm Dali. Do you like my custom-made Rolls-Royce? The way a job costing system works is the customer comes to us and gives us a very detailed list of what they would like in their vehicle. After some quick crunching of numbers, we give them the price it would cost us to make it with our desired profit added into the final price. If the customer likes our price, then we draw up a contract to make it to their specifications. The plus side to this system is there is no unwanted inventory for us to hold on to. Each Rolls-Royce is priced differently based on the cost of the individual's customization. In addition, Rolls-Royce uses job cost system to assess how well the employees are performing because most of the work is done by the hands of individual employees.
Hello. My name is Ali and this is Christopher. I am going to go over the first 4 steps to job costing with you. The first step is to identify the scope of the job. In this case, the cost object is manufacturing a Rolls-Royce. Christopher, what are you doing? Why would you bring a chair in here? Do you really have to sit there? As I was saying. Step 2 is to identify the direct costs associated with the job. There are direct costs involved, including the raw materials and parts needed to manufacture cars. All of costs that are directly related to the finishing of a Rolls-Royce are the direct costs. The other direct costs associated with a job are labor costs. Determine how many employee hours will be needed to complete the job and multiply it by the average hourly wage. Additionally, the project will incur indirect costs as well, but we will discuss these a little later in step 4. The third step to job costing is to assign a cost allocation base for all indirect expenses incurred. The cost allocation base for Rolls-Royce is direct manufacturing labor hours. It is fairly easy to track the labor hours it took to hand weld a finished product. Once the allocation base is assigned, step 4 is to identify all of the indirect costs attributable to the new project. A few of the direct costs we have identified for Rolls-Royce are utilities, administration cost, selling dollar distribution cost, office cost, security and other personnel. Thank you for your time, and now I am going to hand it over to Christopher, who will explain the last 3 steps to job costing.
Hello. I am Christopher. I am going to start with step 5 of the job costing process. This step is to compute the rate of indirect costs for a single unit. This rate is called the budgeted manufacturing overhead rate. It is calculated by taking the total budgeted manufacturing overhead costs and dividing them by the budgeted total quantity of the cost allocation base. For example, If Rolls-Royce estimates its manufacturing overhead costs to equal 1,120,000 and it uses 28,000 direct labor hours as its cost allocation base, you would then divide the 1,120,000 in costs by the 28,000 direct labor hours to get the total of $40 per direct labor hour. Once that is completed, we move on to step 6, which is to compute the total indirect costs allocated to that particular job. In this step, you would find the total indirect costs by multiplying the overhead rate found in step 5 by the actual direct labor hours used to produce a finished product. In this example, you will see that we took the $40 rate from step 5 and multiplied it to the 88 hours it took to complete the job, to get the total of $3,520 in indirect costs. The last and final step is to compute the total costs by adding all direct and indirect costs assigned to the job together. You take the total of direct materials and direct labor computed in step 2 and add it to the total manufacturing overhead found in step 6. Once Rolls-Royce calculates the total costs of the job, they can then calculate the sales price to achieve the desired profit. This concludes the steps to job costing and how they apply to the Rolls-Royce company.
Thank you for joining us today. You can find out more about how the Rolls-Royce Dream cars are made by following the link provided here. Have a great rest of your day.